A few years ago, I had an opportunity to hear a true and terrifying story from a Zambian lady who was living in South Africa at the time. She tells first a story of how she initially moved to South Africa. So she had some girlies that, they were together in Zambia. And let's just say she was a working girl, if you see what I mean. So, a working girl, for those who don't understand, this is a lady that, those people that stand in the night, they, I guess, sell their bodies. Her girl is in South Africa. They are Zambians, but they had moved to South Africa at that time. And then they told her that, there's actually a lot of opportunities here. You would make, some good money. So she decided that, she wanted to join them. Moved to South Africa, joined them. So she was doing her thing. But she became involved with this Nigerian guy who seemed like a very, a nice guy, like well established, financially. So he paid for her lifestyle, the rent and whatever. So she was beginning to think like, oh, this is good life. Things were going good, were going smoothly, and she felt that she had found good life, soft life. One day, this guy suggested that they take a weekend trip to Zimbabwe because there was actually a long weekend coming up. And so she was so excited, packed up her bags, and but before they left for the trip, their boyfriend decided okay, the boyfriend wanted her to go pick up some snacks, some drinks, so that they could use on the trip. And there were there was a nearby convenience store, and so she went there to get the snacks. While she was away, the boyfriend loaded up everything, their belongings, into the car and awaited her return. Once she came back, he instructed that time is not with them, and so they had to start off immediately for the trip. But a few kilometers before they reached right before they reached the Zimbabwean border, he turned to her and warned her that when we get to the border, you and I don't know each other. Don't talk to me. Don't speak to me. And if you ever speak to me, that's it. She was confused, but she decided to comply with everything that the guy was telling her. Well, in this moment, like, she was really confused, terrified, and she's thinking like, okay, what is going on? But anyways, they got to the border. It was late in the afternoon. The officers were obviously tired, and so they only conducted a brief search of her suitcase. Since her bag wasn't too large, they allowed it through without a lot of scrutiny. After the border crossing, they went back on the road and they continued with the journey. But then she couldn't shake off the unease about the man's strange instructions. It was like, yeah. She didn't say anything. But later on, when they got to the hotel, she called a friend who is Zambian but lives in South Africa as well, and recounted the experience. And this time, she actually spoke in Bemba, and this is the language the Nigerian boyfriend did not understand. From talking to the friend, whatever the friend advised her, she checked the bag, and to her horror, most of her clothes were missing, and she discovered a hidden stash of white powder. Cocaine. It became clear to her that this is the reason why the boyfriend had given those instructions at the border, because she was being used as a drug mule. Feeling betrayed, she was very disappointed. She confronted him after, and he admitted the deceit and sarcastically said to her, where do you think that money that supports your luxurious lifestyle comes from? Yeah. Yeah. So, although initially she was upset about it, but then she reflected on the soft light. And so she eventually accepted the situation, like it is what it is. So she continued down the deceptive path for whatever time, but eventually realized that without changing, this is leading her on the really dangerous road. She risks ending up in jail or worse. So, in the next video, yeah, I am going to share with you another story of the same lady. Like, obvious, over the years, like she continued with her, her lifestyle, and she was enjoying it. But then there's something that really happened, and she was like, okay, I gotta put brakes to this because I'm gonna end up in jail or something worse. So in the next video, I am going to share a story with you of whatever happened, and this incident basically broke the camel's back. And so tune in next time. I will share with you.